Hello everyone, this is Md Aazif and today I present with a video of a chapter of English grammar which is known as narration and it is also known as reported speech. So today in this session I'm going to explain the definition of narration, the basic things which we have to change while converting a direct speech into an indirect speech, as well as changing in tense in reported speech and changing in adverbs referring to time, place or position into indirect speech. Further, we'll also discuss the conversion of different type of sentences into indirect speech. So let's get started. Now let's try to find it out the definition of narration. So narration is the art of reporting the words of the speaker. It is an art of conveying the substance or meaning of a person's speech. Okay, so there are two ways of reporting the words of a speaker, which are direct and indirect. Direct speech, when we report the exact words of the speaker and write them within inverted commas, it is said to be in direct speech. Indirect speech, when we don't report the exact words of the speaker but convey the substance or meaning of a person's speech, is said to be in indirect speech. So we have taken a look upon that what is a direct way or what is an indirect way of conveying the speaker's speech. Okay, so there is an example given. On that basis I'm going to explain what is a direct and what is a indirect speech. Okay, first of all, Rama said to Rohan, I am very busy now. First of all, you have to try to find it out that which word is being considered as what in narration. Okay, so Rama here is a reporter. Said is being considered as a reporting verb. To, as we know very well, is a preposition. And Rohan is the object of the reporting verb. And the sentence which has been written within inverted commas is being considered as a reported speech. Okay, so while changing into indirect, it will be like this only. Rama told Rohan that he was very busy then. You can see several changes happen over there. Rama, as it is the same, is been written over there, but instead of said in indirect speech is being written as told. To has been removed from there. Okay, Rohan, as it is the same, we have written in the indirect speech also. And as we have disclosed the inverted commas, so I as a preposition change it into he, and as a present tense change it into was in a past form. Very is been written like that only. Busy is also been written like that. Now as an adverb change it into then. So how these all things changes happen, we'll try to find it out further. Now this page is very essential for you all, because through these points you will come to know that how to change a direct speech into an indirect speech and what are the basic things we have to keep in view. The very first point tells you to change the reporting verb when an object follows it. It means when you will have said along with an object, so while converting it into an indirect speech, said will change it into told. And if there will not be any object, then said will be as usual the same. Second point tells you to remove the inverted commas from the direct speech and replace them from an appropriate conjunction. It means in indirect speech there is no any require of comma or inverted comma. So while replacing of it, you have to put a conjunction that. Third point tells you to change the pronoun of reported speech accordingly. Okay, so pronoun will change it accordingly, and there is a short formula which is known as son formula, and through that you can come across that which pronoun will change it into what, into indirect speech. And the fourth point tells you change the adverbs of the report of the direct speech. Okay, as we have seen in the last page also in an example that now has been written over there, but changing it into indirect we have written in as then. Okay. Now there is an example been written at the end of this page, and in that example all these 4 points have been fit up. Let's try to find it out. What are the changes happens over there. Okay, So Rajiv said to me, I shall go to the picture today. As we change it into indirect, it will be like this. Rajiv told me that he would go to the picture that day. You can see several changes happen over there. Said in a direct speech is been written along with an object, so that's why it will turn up into told. Okay. Removal of to preposition has been removed from there. Comma and inverted comma has been replaced with that as a conjunction. I has changed it into he into indirect speech. Shall change it into would. Okay. Today had been changed into that day. So how these changes happen? Let's try to find it out further. So in this page, you are going to change a look of the changes of pronoun in reported speech. As I told you in the previous page that there is a method or a formula which is known as Sun method. So let's discuss what is a Sun method. Okay, as you can see, I have written on the right hand side of the page reported speech. Let me make you remind once again that reported speech is known as the sentence which will be written within inverted commas. If we'll have a subject as like I, we or our, so you have to tally it with the subject of the reporting verb, which is also known as reporter. If you'll have a subject in reported speech as like you or your, okay, then you have to tally it with the object of the reporting verb. In a short form, I have written as RVO. Stands for reporting verb object. Okay, and if we'll have a subject in a reported speech as like he, she, it, they, his or her or their, then there will not be any change. You don't have to tally it with anything. So this is overall known as a Sun method. Now in this page, we'll try to find it out how the changes happens in tenses in reported speech. First of all, let me make you remind that the sentence which will be written within inverted commas will be considered as reported speech. So if you will have a reported speech in simple present tense, while converting it into indirect, it will change it into simple past tense. If you will have a reported speech in present continuous tense, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into past continuous. If you will have a reported speech in present perfect tense, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into past perfect. And if you will have a reported speech in present perfect continuous tense, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into past perfect continuous tense. Let me make you remind once again that reported speech is a sentence which will be written within inverted commas. Moving ahead, if we'll have a reported speech in simple past, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into past perfect. If you will have a reported speech in past continuous, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into past perfect continuous. And if you will have a reported speech in past perfect or past perfect continuous tense, so there will not be any changes. That's why I have written does not change. Okay, if we'll have a modals as like will, shall, may or can, it will change it into indirect as like will into would, shall into should, may into might, and can into could. Now in this page, we are going to take a look that how the changes happens in words referring to time, place or position. So if you'll have here in direct speech, so while converting it into indirect, it will change it into there. Okay, this will change it into that. These will change it into those. Tomorrow will change it into the day after or the following day. You have a choice, you can select any one of it. Okay, that today will change it into that day. Yesterday, again you're having two options in that. You can select any one as like the day before or the previous day. Tonight will change it into that night. 2 days ago will change it into 2 days before. Last week change it into the previous week. Last month will change it into the previous month. Ago will change it into before, and now will change it into then. So these are the basic things which you have to keep in view while converting direct speech into an indirect speech. These all in this video. Again I will come back with a new video, and in that video we'll discuss about narrations only, and in that video we'll take a look about conversion of different type of sentences into indirect speech. As you know very well that there are 5 kind of sentences which are known as assertive, imperative, exclamatory, optative and interrogative. So how we have to convert the different kind of sentences into indirect, we'll take a look in the next video. Till then, take care.